Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Work in Progress Wednesday and we have work that we are in progress of. Hello Jennifer and hello Deb, Brandy, Yvonne, and congratulations Yvonne on your first stream. You will do fantastic. And I missed it and I'm sorry. I will have to go back and watch. How is everybody today? So this image is Octi from Midnight Carnival by Heather Valentine, or Valentine, or Valentine, Valentine. And we started it last Wednesday when I had Evelyn and Davissa visiting. And this issue is going to be released sometime this month. It hasn't been released yet as far as I know. Of course, you can keep an eye on her shop, which is the Color of Love shop, and definitely keep an eye out for the Midnight Carnival if that's what you're interested in. Awesome. Well, that's cool that Joyce was lurking. It's good that you had somebody there, you know, that you're used to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not realize that you had gone live. I didn't get notification. And I normally get all those notifications, but usually when it's overseas and that sort of thing, I'll probably get the notification tonight saying that you went live like 12 hours ago. Yes. Well, I thought she was an octopus, but all of these are eyeballs. I was informed by the artist. So she's an octopus-like creature with eyeballs everywhere. Hi, Atlanta. Friends in a box. So we will be continuing with her. We are also going to be doing today's hug. Oh, it's just YouTube. It's nothing to do with your channel or anything. It's just YouTube. So today's hug is a rhino hug. So we will be also doing the rhino hug. So which would you rather do first? The rhino hug or finish up Octafreak? That's awesome. Octafreak. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, I need a tiebreaker. We've got one for the hug, one for the octa. Either which way, we're still going to get to either which one of them, so. Oh, everybody's saying hug. Okay. All right, so we will quickly do the hug because the rhinos, it's, and I will be using the Uni Posca Mitsubishi Uni colored pencils. And I'm going to switch over to the close-up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, so the first one I'm going to use is Smoke Gray. And you're not going to see this very well because it's very gray, like a very light gray. But we're going to cover the entire animal with it. Just putting down a base layer up to the base of his horn. When I was a kid, I used to call these African unicorns. So how is everybody today? With it being Wednesday, what are you all working on? And let's see if I can get all the questions out at once. Well, it's the only animal I knew that, had, the horns in the center of the face. It's the unicorn. That's because unicorns are my favorite. So when I found out there was an actual animal with horns in the middle of their snout, it was like, oh, it's an African unicorn. And then it became my favorite animal. Okay, so we've got the base down. I'm going to actually zoom you out here a little bit because that's in quite a bit. Click, click, click. There, that's better. There we go. Now you can see the whole picture. How about that? Now we're going to go in with charcoal gray. Now the only thing about coloring African unicorn is they're all grays. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of brown and a little bit of French grays because in actuality they have a good amount of brown on them that I always thought was mud. But it's actually, their skin gets stained with it. And I'm just going through, and of course, because this is not a coloring book, the artist has put in all the wrinkles and all the shadow lines for me. So I'm just going through and adding some color to those. I hope that you guys are still enjoying the hugs. We are going to be coming to a close on them soon. Probably by the end of next month, we will be all finished with the hugs. And then in January, I'm going to take December off and we're going to do Christmas stuff because I don't color a whole lot in December. I try to get some Christmas cards colored and that sort of thing. But I bake a lot at Christmas. So last year, if any of you were around last year, a couple of times at the close to Christmas, well, one time in particular, I was going to do it a second time, but I didn't need to. But because I bake a lot during Christmas because I make baskets, and last year I didn't have to make as many baskets because of COVID. This year we're actually going to be exchanging Christmas gifts again. So I will be doing my baskets again this year. Did you want me to do streams during Christmas baking times? Last year I did a stream doing my grandmother's whipped shortbread. Oh, daughter invasion. Oh no. So would you like to watch a cooking stream while I'm making cookies and fudge and all that fun stuff? So still just going through with the charcoal gray, getting into those darker areas. Hey there, Ains. How are you and Dad? How was your Thanksgiving? I was going to call and then I got busy, and by the time I thought about it again, it was really late for you guys. Because Thanksgiving down here isn't the same as up there. And ah, hi, Dad. So if you guys don't know, Ains is my stepmom, and Dad is my dad, obviously, for those that don't know. All right, so we're almost all done with the charcoal. We're going to grab a little bit of black and some brown here as well. So who would like to watch me do, or who would like to join in and hang out while I do my Christmas baking? Or do you just want me to do coloring? So I've got slate gray here now. I'm just going into the deepest of areas with the slate gray. Baking time would be the same time as coloring time. I would do it instead of coloring time. That's my problem is during the last 2 weeks before Christmas, 2, 3 weeks before Christmas. I don't have a lot of time to color because I'm baking, because that's just what I do. I still give baskets for Christmas presents. So, to adults, because I never know what to buy anybody. So, and everybody loves cookies. So my coloring time gets very chopped in half, I guess. I think it is. I think it is. I'm making Nanaimo bars and whipped shortbread and rolled shortbread and tarts and chocolate walnut wafers, gingerbread, and then the candies. And it's just a simple way of giving a gift to an adult when you don't really know what to get an adult. Butter tarts, yes. My son's favorite as long as you don't put raisins in them. This is slate gray. So I started with smoke gray. I went to charcoal gray, and now I'm going in with slate gray and doing the darkest of areas. And then we're going to grab our black. Welcome back. Cleaning the fridge. And then we're going to go in with our black and go in the deepest of areas. We're going over top of that slate gray and just finishing that off. Not going over all of it, just some of it. I know it is. Tell me about it. You know how many times I say that every time I bake butter tarts? And he says, "Did you make me any without any raisins?" It's like, but you have to have the raisins. He just likes some plain butter tarts with no raisins, no nuts, just plain butter tarts. He just wants the center. That'd be funny. Dried cranberries. They're not raisins. He doesn't like mincemeat either, so. I swear sometimes he's not my child. Doesn't like raisins, doesn't like mincemeat. Okay, so I'm just taking this black and going into the really, really deep shadow areas and filling that in. And now I'm going to go in with some dark brown. So I'm going to go in with some sepia. And I'm just going to add some sepia into this really dark gray areas. Oh, I missed his tail. So we're going to just take some charcoal gray and we're going to do his tail. Yeah, I know. I made some with green tomatoes. It was actually pretty good. I made it sugar-free because I can't have sugar either, so. And out here they don't do a lot with mincemeat. Not very many people like mincemeat out here either, so. No problem. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit lighter of a brown. So I'm going to go in with Van Dyke brown for these spots. And up in his ears here. Now we're going to start on his horn. And we're going to start with ivory. And then we're going to add some browns. We're going to do the same thing on his nails. Can't see those ones. I've never been extremely fond of Christmas pudding, probably because I can't make it very well, but now I'm going in with the Van Dyke brown in the shadow area that the artist has given us. Yeah, that's always a problem is, Bob's not fond of it either, so. But I had a whole bunch of green tomatoes in the garden, so I had to make something with it. So I'm just going through and just adding a little bit of brown into areas. And I'm using the Van Dyke brown. I'm just adding it into areas that I think it would look the best, that needs it a little bit. Just to give it that little bit of contrasting color. I'm going to take the medium gray, which is the stone gray, and fill in his ears here because I forgot to put them in. And I'm going over top of that brown, which drags it out and fills in the color. And we're going to do the same thing here, just smoothing out that brown color a little bit. Alright, so there's our first fellow. Now we're just going to go back over him with smoke gray again. This time a little bit harder. Ooh, you know what I didn't do? Silly me. Ack! I'm going to have to do some erasing. You don't want to know. And I'm just going a little bit harder this time, just blending all those colors into that light gray. Yeah, it's fine. I just have to erase it. My sand eraser does pretty quick work with it, so. Tomorrow's hug will need to be erased. Or I can just say, well, it's already colored. Guess we're working with browns today. Because on the back side of this one is the platypuses. The platypuses are now on the people. Alright. Now the big fella there behind, we're going to start off with a bit darker of a gray. So we're going to start off with the stone gray, because we want him to be a bit darker. And we're just block coloring this in. I'm going to move that picture before I rub all the color off of it. Yes. Yeah, I forgot to put the paper behind the other picture, and it transferred the pencil. Because this paper is not meant for coloring, if you don't put a piece of paper behind your coloring, you're going to get a transference onto the other page. because the ink is not the same kind of ink that they would use in a coloring book. And it transfers. And of course the colored pencil transfers because the page is really thin, so it's barely holding on to it. But it holds on to quite a bit of it. Yeah. I don't have too much of a bleed through, but I do have um, pressure. Like when you're putting pressure on your coloring, it does put an indent or a extent, whatever, on the other page, the back side. But if you don't keep a piece of paper there, you end up with either the black from the lines going through from the other picture, or if you've already colored the other picture, you end up with the black from the lines as well as the color that you've put down. So as you can see here, I've got the color from the other picture and excuse me, the lines from this picture. So I'll have to go around and erase the lines from this picture and then erase the color from the other side. Excuse me. Hello there. How are you doing, Pamela? Yeah, fixative would hold it down. Alright, so we just used the stone gray. So now we're going to actually jump ahead a little bit further than we did on the other one. And we're going to use the sepia first, because we're going to have this one with a lot more of the brown basing. So we're going to use the sepia first, which will turn that darker gray once we get into the darker grays, a little bit of a French gray, a little bit of a brown gray, so that this one has a little bit more of that brown tone. Yes, hugging rhinos. African unicorns. So I assume with the lack of response that you would all rather just see me color. So that is what we shall do. I'll keep my bacon to myself. I'm just going into all the dark areas that I would want to put that darker gray, adding that sepia brown. They do have cute honeys. I was just thinking, this one's got a cute little bum. Alright, so now we're going to go in with our darker gray. So we're going to go in with charcoal right over top of that brown. That's awesome. Oh, and I didn't get up into his neck area, so I'm going to have to go back and do that. I got down to his cute little butt and stopped. Alright. Hi, Ashley! Yes, hugging rhinos. So I'm going to put that question out there, and of course I'll let it stew for a couple of days. And you guys can either answer me on Saturday or, in the comment section below if you watch the video, that sort of thing. So the question is, for anybody that just came in and all the new people that have come in, is during this Christmas holiday season areas, about 2 to 3 weeks before Christmas, I do a lot of Christmas baking and not as much Christmas coloring. So would you want to see me do the Christmas baking or the Christmas coloring? Or just stick with coloring during my live streams? Ashley's a vote for baking. That would be crazy. I do a lot of baking. Bacon. Yeah, I don't think I'll cook bacon on stream, but you never know. I might get, rambunctious or something. So now I'm going through with the Van Dyke Brown. And I have a call from potential spam. You would think that I didn't answer them earlier that, they would just give up calling. Hi, Terry Lynn. Hi, Sarah. Sorry if I missed you coming in. So I'm just putting a little bit of this Van Dyke Brown in little areas just to enhance his color a little bit. And then we're going to take the black. And we're going to kill the child for making large amounts of noise in the kitchen behind me. Other than the fact that he was actually putting his dishes in the dishwasher, it's the only thing that's saving him right now. So I'm just making sure that you can see the tail because I didn't want it to blend into the rest of the rhino here. Getting those dark areas filled in. And then I'm just using black at this time. Okay. Hi, MS. Hi, Joyce. Alright, so I'm going to take the sepia brown again and we're going to fill in these spots here on his feet and ankles. Just give him a little bit of and and then we're going to go up here and we're going to finish his neck area. So I've got the sepia brown and I'm going into those shadow areas. On his neck and his ears. So for all of those people that enjoy the Color Pocket and we're waiting for the release of the Christmas and the holiday bundle, in order to avoid some shipping delays and that sort of thing, they actually released the holiday bundle early. So the holiday bundle is now available on Color Pocket, and that's those gift tags and different holiday postcards, which is really cool. I ordered some. So I'll actually get them before Christmas, so I'll actually be able to color something Christmas. And I ordered a couple of sets, so we will, of course, be doing a giveaway. And as you all know, our anniversary has come up, and we have been on the air or on YouTube recording and producing content for a year. I can't believe it's already been a year. Art Matters is a thing, and that is what is going to be going on. I'll show you the book here. Yeah, isn't that exciting? Art Matters is a thing. It is illustrated by Chris Riddell, and this is what I will be doing in the new year. Ashley lovingly sent me this wonderful, wonderful book, and it is a fantastic book. So I will be reading pages from the book at the end of my videos. And if there is a colorable picture in the page, I will be coloring it. I may color it before I read it, but I will be reading it and that sort of thing throughout the year. So Art Matters is going to be my yearly hashtag next year. Thank you. I appreciate that. So we actually will be having a party. Friday, my husband is not going to be home because he has a late night at work. So on Friday, we're going to party while he's at work. Just because we can. So on Friday night, Friday evening, I am going to set up a live stream. And hopefully I don't overrun other people. I'll have to check the schedule for Friday night. And we'll have some giveaways, and we'll have, some hangout and coloring. And I think we will color in the first book that I ever colored in on my channel, which is the Clara Markova coloring book that came out last year. Yes, Ashley is so sweet. She sent that to me, and I have been reading it, but I've been trying really hard not to bend the pages. So I'm sitting here with the book half open reading it. My husband comes out and says, "Why don't you just open the book?" It's because it's so pretty. I don't want to wreck it. He called me a silly goose and walked away shaking his head. Yes, this Friday. If it's too early or too much of a notice, I will be doing a little bit of research first, make sure that I'm not going to be broadcasting while somebody else is broadcasting that we all watch. Because I don't want to take time away from somebody else in the community. But I might end up doing it Saturday during my live stream, but that's a little bit early, so. My husband is funny. Yes, he is. My husband is very, very comical. And that's why I love him. He used to cheer me up all the time when we were dating. He was actually live streaming last Saturday when I was streaming. with his friend. They were building a printer. Well, his friend was building a printer. He was just keeping track of chat and being his comrade. So I went in with ivory and a little bit of the Van Dyke brown on the horn. I'm going to do the same thing on the toenails here. So I'm going in with the ivory and then just going to take a little bit of that Van Dyke brown and dirty them up a little bit. Because, yeah, we know that rhinos' toenails aren't going to be clean. Same with the base of their feet. I'm just going to add a little bit of that brown to it. And then we're going to get... You're done for this week? Then we're going to get some brown ochre. And we're going to put in the sandy soil. And then we're going to take a little bit of raw umber and put in some shadows. And hopefully I'm still on screen. Alright. And then we're going to take our brush, because if I rub it, I'm going to get in trouble. Alright, so there is our huggin' hippos. And it says, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. So there is our hippos, or our rhinos, not our hippos, our hugging rhinos for the day. That is our hug of the day. A wonderful, wonderful set of hugging rhinos. And we have spent an hour coloring rhinos. So let's spend the other hour coloring the Octafreak. Thank you. So we're going to finish up her face here. Thank you, Dawn. Good to see you. I'm sorry if I missed you coming in. So I'm going in with raspberry, and I'm just going to bring that out a little bit from her hood, I guess you'd call it. I love the hugging rhinos too. Yeah, it's such a great book, and it's so uplifting and so fun. They are eyes. Oh, you got poked? Yeah, getting poked sucks. I don't like blood work either. Yes, I have been informed that they were eyes, so I went through and I fixed them so that they would look like eyes. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to go, I'm sorry if I'm turning, but in order to keep my hand from covering up the area so you can see what I'm doing. Going in underneath her eye here with the raspberry. into the corner of her eye. This side not as hard, leaving some of that white. Ah, okay, good. Yes, I did fix it. To make sure that they look like eyeballs. Now for her eyes, we're going to do a little bit of magenta around the outside here. Yep. Alright, now we're going to take a little bit of light blue. So this is Blue Celeste. I think that's what this is. Yeah. Blue Celeste. And I'm just going to put a little bit of it in. And then we're going to take our purple, which is violet, and we're going to fill in the rest. And drag that color around a little bit. This is Heather Valentin, and it is from one of her new books that is coming out called Midnight Carnival, and her information is in the About section below the video. Also, if you want to hit exclamation point Heather Valentin, it will take you to her YouTube, as well as exclamation point Shop Heather will take you to her store. This book has not been released yet, but it will be released before Halloween. No problem at all. We started this picture on last Wednesday during the live stream with Heather, Evelyn, and Divissa. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I've had this horrible tickle in my throat for about a week, and it just won't go away. So just outlining the eye with the magenta. I went over it again with the magenta there, just to make it pop out a little bit more. Yeah, it's just driving me crazy. Now going through with the violet. And then go back through with the magenta. Like that. Alright. Now I'm going to take, I think it's this one. Yeah. Heliotrope purple. And instead of using a gray for the edges of her eyes, I'm going to use this purple. It's got a bit of a gray tone to it, so it will do the same thing, because everyone knows that eyeballs aren't actually pure white. They've got all sorts of veins and stuff in them and shadows, and so this purple will give us that shadow. And then we'll take our white. Hi, Rinka. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. Now I'm going in with the white and just blending that all together, smoothing out the edges of that purple. You didn't see that, Evelyn? Like so. And then we're going to take our what color was it? This one. Our red violet. Oh, Joyce, that's so nice. I don't know why it kept that, but that's so nice. So I'm going into the deep area here and extending it out. And this is red violet that I'm using. And for those that just came in, I am using the Uni a Mitsubishi 100 set. I'm just going over the entire face, um, leaving the center area in the lighter color. So I'm just going through all of the dark areas and just enhancing that color a little bit, darkening it up a little bit. Working our way down into the eyelids. Now I'm going to put a little bit of this in the eyelid because the eyelid is see-through and I want it to pick up the color behind. That is darker. Oh no, Dawn. I'm sorry to hear that. So once again, just going through, darkening up the areas. Lifting the pressure off my hand a little bit as I get closer into the centers where that light's going to hit. Under the eye. Hopefully I'm still on screen. Well, that's good. I hope she'll be okay. Hopefully you will be okay as well. Make sure that you don't end up with it. COVID is not fun. Yes, I saw that. I haven't watched the video. I saw that she had posted it just before I came on, so I'm going to have to go and watch that. Poor Corey. Hope she'll be over it soon, or if she's over it now, hopefully that doesn't give her any long-term effects, because sometimes it lingers for a long time. Hopefully the whole family is okay. Yeah, my notifications today have not been kind to me. They decide, yeah, I'm going to give you notifications this week, but not so much next week. Yeah, exactly. Stay home, don't go out partying, all that fun stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go through with my Caran d'Ache blender pencil. Now this won't move the colors butting up to each other, into each other very well, but it does move it around so that it dampens that white spot. Normally, well, lately anyway. Normally I don't like white spot at all, but Shannon has me embracing the white spot. But I want her skin to be very smooth, so I'm not going to embrace the white spot today. I'm telling you though, sometimes it's a lot easier just to embrace the white spot. Yes, Corey had COVID. Corey's whole family had COVID, and then as they were on the mend, because she was taking care of them, she ended up with it as well. But that's what mamas do. We take care of our babies and end up catching everything our babies have. And hopefully she'll be alright. And like I said, I haven't watched her video because I just received notification of it just before I went live. So I will have to go and take a look at it. My notifications don't like me this week. Alright, so now we're going to do her lips. And we're going to start off with the same way we did with her eyes, with the magenta. And we're just putting in the darker areas of her lips here. Yeah, it's been very, very prominent out here. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of lavender. And we're just going to blend that into the magenta. And then we're just going to take a little bit more of the magenta, just gradually moving it and blending it in. Like so. And I'm just going to blend it just a touch more. Get rid of any harsh lines there. There we go. And now for her face here, We're going to use vermilion and orange. So we're just going to put in our orange on her spots here, just like I did down here on her chest. Make sure I get all of her little spots. So we're almost done the freak. And I only call her that because that's what she's named. That was the artist's name, not mine. I have not gotten to the background colors yet. I was thinking of doing the background itself because she's supposed to be in a carnival. I was thinking about doing the background in some yellows for the carnival lights, for the spotlights. And then this is like a ring of, like on a carnival, what is it called? Advertisement poster. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's like an advertisement poster for the carnival. So I was thinking of doing her background in yellow and then the ring in some carnival colors, some blues, reds, and yellows. And then this is little waves and bubbles. So that'll be some watercolors, some aquatic colors. So I've got it in my brain of what I want it to look like. How to implement that, I haven't figured out yet. Hi, Alex. So yes and no. Yes, I have an idea in my head of what I want it to look like. No, I have not completely gone through and pulled the colors. All right. So I'm going to switch over to the other camera here so you can see the full thing all together. We are finished with her now. We've got to start on the background. And I'm going to start around her. So I think I'm going to start with some yellows. Yes, I do have a plan. I just haven't pulled the colors. So we're going to start with some yellows. Switch you back over to the close-up, and we're going to start in the smaller areas. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. That's very nice. Yes, get some water. Alright, so the first one I'm going to use is an orange yellow. Sharpen it. And I'm just going to outline her with it. And then we're going to take this one, maybe, and take some yellow and come in from that orange yellow towards the center. And then we're going to take this one, which is light yellow, and just cover the whole area. Blending it all together. So that's the plan. Well, this is actually a book that Heather Valentin is going to be putting out shortly. Um, and it's called The Midnight Carnival. And this is a character from the Midnight Carnival. And her name is Octi. Now, with her being all covered in eyes, it could very well be that the aliens have landed, but they're hanging out in the carnival if they have. All right, so once again with the yellow orange, orange yellow, just doing the edges. And then we'll go in with some yellow. And then the light yellow. Blending it all together, and then we'll do touch-ups as needed. This one a little bit darker here and here. Avoiding the harsh line. But still getting that medium, light, medium, and dark blend. Can be tricky, especially with yellows. Oh dear. Oh, did I miss somebody? Did I miss Alien? Hi, Lori. Thank you. Alien 3D is a friend of ours. It's a friend of my husband's, so if I missed him, I'm sorry. And I'll tell him later. We have Viking and we have Alien 3D. Those are two people that come hang out with me every once in a while and are friends of the hubbies. So once again, starting off with that dark yellow orange color, going in with the yellow, and then going in with the light yellow, blending it all together. Now it's going to get trickier as we come up into these bubbles and the swirls for the water. So once again, just going around the edges with the darker tone. And once we get up into this area where the banner is for the poster, we'll deepen that yellow a bit. And deepen the orange yellow up and through here. And try to keep you in screen and all. So I'm coloring this as if it was a poster for the carnival, and this is a premiere for Octi Freak, is how I'm coloring this. What the visual is that I'm trying to give it. Oh, and I don't need to color that color. I need to continue her coloration through there. So I need to actually fix that with the purples and whatnot. I am using the Mitsubishi Uni colored pencils. They are 100 set of synthetic wax-based pencils. So I've put down the orange yellow, and now I'm going in with the yellow, extending that orange yellow up. And down into the center. I'm going to take a little bit more of that orange yellow and just deepen this area down here. Just bringing that all together into one space. Alright, and then we're going to take the light yellow and we're going to blend it all together. Like so. And there we have it. And then on this side, this part up here I'm going to leave. And I'm actually just going to draw in a little bit of an area there for where her tentacles are. And I'm going to color that area the same as her tentacles. So we'll leave that area and we'll go around it. So we'll go from here going around those bubbles. And then extending out with the yellow. And blending with the light yellow. And then up here as well, we're going to take the yellow, orange, and fill this in, as well as the yellow. Alright, now we're going to move down. And like I said, I'm basically treating this as if it were a drawn or printed advertisement for the carnival. It makes making the background and everything else a little bit more, gives a little bit more leeway on getting colors right and whatnot. So I went in with the yellow orange, going in with the yellow. And just moving that color out into the center. You're all very quiet. Did I lose y'all? Did y'all leave? And then we take the light yellow and we just fill it in, blending everything all together. Now if you find that you have a harsh area or harsh line, you just take your color and you blend it in to your lighter color. Just very gently. You don't need to put any pressure, just enough to bring that color gently together. And then take your light color and blend it in. Like so. Oh, rug arts, huh? Those rug arts, they're horrible. Ah, I like the brute funers. I don't have the 120 set. I do have the 168 set, as well as the 520 set and the 120 squares. The straight brute funers, I don't have the 120 set, but I've heard that it's good. And of course, hubby is home now, so if you hear a male individual, it is him chatting in his office. Alright. Yes, I love the 120 squares. They're awesome. Alright, so it started off with the orange yellow, going in with the yellow, Ah, very cool. I have some of those somewhere around here. I don't know how to use them very well. I always end up with a mucky mess color. I'll have to watch your video and figure it out. That's awesome. Alright, now I'm going in with the light yellow. Oh, I think I missed coming up here with the yellow. I'm just going to very gently do it, extending it out into the light yellow area just slightly. And then we're going to blend it all together with the light yellow. Like so. Alright, now I've got to fix up here, so I need this one here, which is, nope, that's not the right one. Where is my, I think it's this one. Nope. I have a certain color that I used for her skin tone up here, and I'm just trying to find it. There it is, salmon pink. And I'm going to put a very light layer of the salmon pink down, and then we'll put the purple layer over top. Okay, so for some reason, oh, well, that would help. For some reason, I'm not seeing AMS's messages. I don't know why. And then we're going to take our violet. All right, Alex. And we're going to put our violet in. Right over that salmon pink. Okay. Thought maybe I was seeing things. And then we're going to take the dark violet. And we're going to finish off. I was also in top chat, so I was having a party all to myself up there, so. And I'm off screen, sorry guys. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, that makes more sense. It's like, but I thought I saw her come in earlier, but I haven't seen anything from her since. All right. Okay, so we have fixed her area there. So it doesn't look like she's just fading off into Nowhereville. Got her tentacles in there. Okay. And there's another one here that we need to fix. So grab the salmon pink. That should be yellow. All these fiddly little bits that show up after you think you've done an area. Ah. So yes, these pencils are named and numbered. They do come in a case that is sort of like my pencil holders that my husband makes me. They are the inspiration for those pencil holders, the cases. My husband's pencil holders are more compact and hold more pencils, though. All right. Okay, so I think that's all of the areas that should be done. Ah. Hi, Chantal. Welcome, welcome. Yes, these are very, very prettily packed. The only thing that I found with them, with the case that they come in, is it is very much designed to fit these pencils and these pencils only. They don't fit well with other pencils. So if you run out of a pencil or wear one down, you can't put a different pencil in its place. Which is why my husband ended up making me the other one. Oh my goodness, yes, you better get that done. Alright, so now we're going to do our aquatic colors. So we're going to take this one here, which is peacock blue, and turquoise, and then a little bit of Caledon. And we're going to start out with the peacock blue. Yeah, they are made by the same company as the Posca pencil. The difference I find between these and the Posca pencil are these are a synthetic wax based, where the Posca pencil is an oil based pencil. These, although they are extremely smooth, don't blend as well uh, as the Posca pencils do. And they're harder, they're not as soft. Like they're very, very smooth, but you don't waste down a pencil as quickly as you do with the Posca pencil. This synthetic wax that they use for these pencils keeps them quite firm. Oh my goodness. Well, you better get to reading. My goodness. Now I'm going in with the turquoise. And extending out that darker color there. Yeah, I've had these for about 4 years, 3 or 4 years now. They are the first set of expensive artist grade kind of pencils that I ever got. That I pined for until my husband bought me. And it was a huge difference between going from these to the Faber-Castells, which are an oil-based pencil. Now I'm putting in the Caledon and using that to blend those darker colors together and tone them down a little bit. Oh, good. Awesome. Again, just going through with the peacock blue into the deep areas. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that choice. So when it comes to the anniversary party thing stream, do you guys want me to do it on the Friday, or do you just want me to combine it into my normal Saturday morning stream? Because I can do either. And then I am going in with the turquoise and extending out that darkness. Putting in the highlight areas. Oh no. That's always a bummer. That's the part that sucks about adulting, is that everybody else interrupts. Adulting always interrupts everything you want to be doing. Yeah, I will put up one of those vote questions on the community tab. Not very many people see it though. Yeah, I gotta also check and see who is streaming on Friday night. I know there's a couple of them, and I don't want to be streaming over top of them, so I might just do it on my Saturday morning just to be safe. Because I don't want to stream over top of people. A, because I don't want to stream over top of them, and B, because more than likely they're one I watch. I just can't remember which ones are on. I'm pretty sure Emily's on, and I think she goes pretty late, so I might stream if I get too bored though. Just for the fun of streaming. It all depends. I may be sitting here by myself coloring. Yes, Friday night is Saturday morning for you. That is true. Oh, good. I'm glad, Joyce. Good. Okay. Well, as long as I have some people hanging out with me, I appreciate it. Normally on Saturday, I stream at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So, depending upon where you are, um, of course, that changes with the time zones. So, dependent upon your time zone, basically. But it's 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time is when I normally. Right. Saturday I stream in the morning, and Wednesday I stream in the afternoon. Yeah, I can stream on both of them and it'd still be Saturday to you. Just whether it's Saturday in the middle of the night or Saturday morning. Oh goodness, I have gone over. All right, so I'm going to finish this one up. Uh, Ray, uh, Rhea is on at this point. So if you hit exclamation point Rhea, Rea, you should get a um, link to Rhea's channel. I don't like going over too much, but she is already started. So if you want to hang out with Rhea and watch Rhea's channel, just hit exclamation point Rhea. I didn't mean to go into her time. I'm sorry, Ray. But I'll finish up this one and hopefully I'll get this all finished up by the end of the week. I'm pretty much going to be using the same colors that I've already used. The peacock blue, the turquoise, and the caledon. And I'll finish up the rest of these water waves, and then I'll do the bubbles with them as well. So if you want, I'll do one bubble real quick so you can see how I'm going to be doing that. Just going to go around the edge of the bubble with the peacock blue. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow and then I'm going to take the caledon blue. The reason for the yellow is to reflect the yellow behind the bubbles. And it gives it a cool bubbly effect. No, it's REA, dear. So it's exclamation point REA. Unless I put Ray colors. I might have done Ray colors. Ah, there we go. And that should take you over to Ray's channel, or Rhea is her name. I always pronounce it wrong and she knows it. So absolutely go over, visit with her, hang out. Thank you all very much for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm going to switch over to the main camera here so you can see my mess and what we've gotten done so far. So today we have finished her body as well as started on the background, and we also completed a hug. So we finished the rhino hug as well. Well, thank you very much for staying with me, Yvonne. I appreciate it. So go over, visit Rhea, and of course I will be putting up a couple of different polls on the community page, so please make sure that you vote on what you prefer. All right, guys, until next time, of course, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me, for visiting with me, and for coloring with me. Until next time, bye-bye for now.